Is it approaching? Yeah, go join me. So, 12 lessons in 12 months of moving on. I honestly could have chosen a better spot, but you gotta start somewhere, right? And what better way to start this list off with just that? You have to keep moving. This applies not just to breakups, but anything bad in general. The world keeps spinning. There's the next day to worry about. Just as I am here, I went out of my way to find a spot when I could be chilling right now in my dorm. I got moving, and that helped a lot, and it does still help. 11, it's going to suck badly. When you lose somebody, it's bound to hurt. So I thought I would be able to take it, or at least be able to handle it far better than I did. It's a breakup. What did you expect? That is gonna be fine after like a week of anime? Because that's what I thought. And I thought wrong. And you reevaluate and reflect. For me, it was the best time to just sit down and reassess where I am, where I'm going, and how the hell I ended up here. 9. Learn, learn, learn. There is a very high chance that your worldview just got shattered to pieces. If it's not that bad, at least it made you question it to some extent. This would be the perfect opportunity to learn more about the world, or probably a specific domain, say mathematics, science, history, philosophy. A few months in, the world was a blur to me. Like, I did not understand reality at all. And I kind of tricked myself to use that as a pretext to grind the hell out of mathematics and a whole bunch of other shit that I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have gotten into if I didn't have that reason. 8 would be to use the momentum in any way you can. That is what I'm basically emphasizing in the first half of the advice in this list. You may have fallen into a deep, dark hole, and it's gloomy, it's terrible. And once you do get to that point where you start to realize that self-loathing and crying all day won't do you any good, then you try to make something out of nothing. You squeeze water out of stone. Oh, like, yeah, stone. But like, you make something out of the situation. 7. There will be phases to this. You're going to have mood swings, but not in the moment sense, but your weeks, and in my case, months even. It's like my chest rating. Oh, that's such a bad example. You know those heart monitors? Those beep, 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 like when someone's about to die before it flatlines or something, it goes erratic. It's something like that. My misconception of this was that, I'm gonna hit rock bottom, and then I'm probably gonna stay there for a little while, and then from there on out, it's gonna go well. Well, no, it doesn't really work that way. 1 month in, it didn't even feel real. 2 months in, alright. 3 months in, it all went to shit again. 6 months in, it went even way deeper than what I thought was rock bottom. It's not a clear-cut down and up trajectory when it comes to these type of things. And that's something that most people really don't talk about when they talk about moving on. You move on, then you probably stop. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. There's that. Okay, that happens, and I'm pretty sure that's not a reach of a claim. And number 6, you do it your way. Not all breakup advice will work for you. And in a more general and broader sense, it's your problem. It was my problem, therefore it required my solutions, and it was only up to me to solve that problem. All these things you see online, or perhaps even advice from my friends, I tried to apply it to my own, and it made things worse. That was one of the key reasons as to why, again, my trajectory was very erratic. It's your circumstances, it's your life, it's your personality. There might be similarities with other people's situations, but again, it's not a one-to-one projection, so some solutions might even aggravate the situation. So you do it your way. You can't just rely on other people to solve this for you. 5, the I'm fine threshold. I don't even know why I named it that. It's more of a branch from advice 7. It just happens to be that this phase is a very indicative phase. This came to a point where I was able to sit down like this, middle of a field, and say to myself that, yeah, this is pretty shitty. Like, I feel terrible. And in that moment that you finally say that I'm not fine is a turning point, for a lack of a better term. Number 4, you burn the forest down, but you replant it. A breakup is one of the best ways to just start from scratch. Your worldview is already in question and perhaps even in complete shambles. So just question everything at that point. It is a very tight rope to cross. It's a path in which you have to tread very carefully. but it will be good for you in the long run. I would like to emphasize that you only really get to do this if you're relatively fine, in a sense that you're not entirely fine, but you're better than 2 months ago or something similar to that. In the effort of trying to unpack why the breakup happened, I ended up answering a whole lot of other shit that I stored up in the back closet. I don't support tree burning or tree cutting, we save the turtles and all that. But as my close friend would say, you burn the church, but over the rubble, you try to build something new. And it's not like you're doing it out of spite or malice because you're building off of that church. It's still the same grounds. You just plant new seeds and hopefully that will grow to be more sturdier, stronger, more fruitful, more secure. You make something out of this. I can't stress that enough. I don't know, guys. Just look into post-traumatic growth. Okay, now this is not really an advice, but more of, again, a realization of a pivot point. You reach a point in which you don't question the relationship anymore, but more so of the what followed it. That relationship got me to places, like literally. I wouldn't be recording this video now if I didn't have the relationship and consequently the breakup. So you just take that idea and try to scale it up. In my case, and perhaps even a few other people have asked around, they do get to a point where they stop self-loathing, they stop questioning their self-worth and all that. They stop questioning the relationship and when the breakup happened, and their questions start to get more leaning towards a more mature lens. What this chapter plays in your life and where you're going because of it. That would be the perfect point to segue it towards the second to the last advice. You reach a point where you really know that you're making progress if you don't have that desire to go back in time to fix shit anymore. Especially when it comes to me, when it comes to time, if you've been following this channel, it's my threshold, my criteria when it comes to bullshit happening into my life. If I'm able to say that I don't want to go back anymore and change things, then I know I'm taking the steps towards the right direction. Because honestly, right now, I worked hard to be here. The idea of just having to do that all over again just kind of, although yes, I do get to relive relationship, I might have been able to steer things towards the right direction, but there's just too much that I've gained right now that matters to me more than trying to save what could have been inevitably spilled milk anyways. I don't know, I'm glad where I am right now. Like, I'm happy-ish. I have new things to worry about. It's a privilege as much as it is a burden. Lastly, you have to accept reality, not just the reality of the breakup. I'm not gonna pull in it is what it is here. The usual advice where you take the breakup as it is and just isolate it. Oh yeah, this is a chapter, it's closed and that's it. Doesn't mean it's closed, doesn't mean it won't play a part as you move forward. Well, look where we are, look where you ended up. And you try to say that to yourself, not from a judging point of view, but more of acknowledging point of view. The breakup happened, that's just one part of it. But then, how are you handling that? Again, the seeds that I planted, the fact that it stemmed from the post-canon event is undeniable. It might not be causality, but there is definitely correlation. This is the reality of my situation. I'm yapping in the middle of a public place. I don't think I would be doing this if it weren't for that. And there's just something about that idea that kind of messes with my head a little bit. Like, there's this interconnectedness between the different things in life. You start to realize that the breakup wasn't just a breakup. It's enlightenment. Fuck, that sounds so bad. You can't deny that. I feel like it's very difficult to dismantle that point. But yeah, that's 12 months of lessons, a year, and I'm still alive. Hopefully, there's something you can pick up from this. If you are going through this, everything is a jumbled mess right now for you, but there's something here. There's something in this deep, dark abyss you're in. It's the whole Iroh quote. Let's end it with that. If you look for the dark, it is all you will see. But if you look for the light, the most hopeless of situations, you will find hope. Okay, that last part was not Iroh, that was me. So keep going. Squeeze water out of stone. Fuck it. I suck at outros. I can't believe I'm sitting here. It's like the weirdest thing ever.